So I've recently bought this abandoned BMW E36 which has been left to rot in a car graveyard. Will it start? This thing is very low. And up until this point we've been making some really good progress with it. But unfortunately in today's episode things take a turn for the worse. Kind of bit out there. Mate, you got me sideways there! Mate, that clutch is gone. I don't know, something ain't right. Like, I really have to slam it into gears.
Oh, E36 vibes, bro. I'm loving it. Whoa, 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 no, no, no.
So just in a few days' time, I'm going to be attending Gassed on Track and taking my neglected BMW E36 around for a few laps of Donington Park. Yeah, something's definitely going to go wrong.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
In the last video, we worked on the front end of the car, but it didn't go too well.
Oh, no.
But now the new orange indicators have arrived and been fitted along with some new grills. I think they look really good, but let me know your thoughts down below. But with Gassed on Track happening in just a few days, we need to crack on and do a few bits to the car. So ever since I've owned the E36, I've had a really annoying power issue because something in the car is draining the battery. Because the car was not really used much over the last sort of 3-4 years, the battery doesn't hold a charge, so it means that every single time I stall it or stop whatever, I've got to use this to jump the car. I spent quite a few sort of hours trying to work out what the issue is. I went around all the switches and just had a sort of good investigation as to what it could be. And then my attention came to this switch here, because when I went over onto that side and pressed the switch, you could hear the click of some sort of relay, or it's not fuse, it must be some sort of relay clicking in the glove box. And then when you come over to this side, I didn't hear the same click. And because I couldn't hear the click, I assumed that this switch here isn't working, which is why the interior lights are staying on, because the car thinks the door is always open. Right, so if I plug the old one in, the interior lights have now gone on. And then if I press the switch here, there's no click. And also, the interior lights stay on. But if we take out the old one and then put in the new one, hopefully it will fix it. Right. So, if I press it now, the lights now turn off. And then if I let go of the switch to basically open the door, the lights turn back on. So it looks like the switch has fixed it. So luckily the electrical issue wasn't too catastrophic and we can go ahead and get the new switch installed. And with that installed, we can then go ahead and unplug the old battery and replace it with a brand new one. Right, so the next thing I want to sort that's been bugging me so much ever since I bought the E36 is the windows. So if I put the key in the ignition and then press the button to go down, nothing at all happens other than it just clicks. So I actually went out and bought some new regulators. But I decided to have a bit of a play off camera and see if I can just work out what the issue is. And I managed to get the driver's side working. So after a little bit of playing about, I managed to get it sorted, and it seemed like what had happened was the window had gone too far up and then sort of fallen off the actual motor cog, so then it wouldn't go back down again. So after unscrewing it and removing the tension and giving it a bit of a wiggle, and that is literally what I did, I gave it a test and it seemed to work, so we can then put it back together, and that is that one all done. So with the driver's side done, I'm now going to move on to the passenger side, and sadly after doing pretty much the same thing on this side, it didn't fix the problem, and it looks like the actual regulator is broken. Right, so the old regulator is now out, and I've put 12 volts through it using this electrical probe, and there's no sign of movement at all, so that's pretty much good for the bin. But obviously before I install the new regulator, I've put 12 volts to this as well, and it works absolutely fine. So what I'm doing here is spraying a load of grease in the regulator sliders that are at the bottom of the window, just so when we fit the regulator, the window slides up and down really nice and freely. And I managed to get the replacement second-hand regulator on eBay for about £70. And luckily that has fixed it, so it's time to tighten up the bolts. Okay, this is the moment of truth. So the ignition is on. Right, let's test the driver's side. Yeah, that worked absolutely fine and back up. Perfect. And finally the passenger side. Oh yes. Get in! And with Gassed on Track coming up in just 2 days' time, there's a couple more bits I want to get done. And the first thing is to fit the loose side skirt, which is basically hanging off, but for now we're just going to stick it on with some glue and we'll come back to it in the future and do a proper repair. And then the final thing is to do a spark plug and oil change. And whilst I do that, I just want to say thank you to today's sponsor, Car Vertical. So are you or a family member or even a friend looking for their next car? If you are, then look no further, because Car Vertical can give you a full in-depth report of any car or motorcycle. All you need is the registration or the VIN. So for example, let's take a look at the report for my Audi A5, and as you can see, it's never been stolen, doesn't have any mileage discrepancies, doesn't have any outstanding finance, and also it's never been in a crash. So then if you scroll down, it gives you a load of more information, which is quite useful, and then at the very bottom, it even gives you a full vehicle history timeline to show everything from ownership changes, whether or not it's had an MOT, or whether or not a license plate has been changed, everything. So therefore, if for example you were looking to buy my car, you could see it's green ticks all around, the report is all good, so that would be all okay to buy. But this one on the screen, as you can see, it's green ticked all around other than damage. So if we scroll down, it says it's been in a crash, and even on some reports it gives you the crash damage photos from the auction site. So yeah, definitely a car to avoid. So if you're interested in doing a report for yourself, use code BB10 and click the link in the description down below for 10% off. Thank me later. Right, so it's the night before the track day. We've now got to put the E36 on the trailer, and yes, the A5 now has a tow bar, which is pretty cool, which is exactly what this is for. So I can take the E36 or any other cars to shows and sort of events and stuff like that. So Steve's over there doing his. We need to get this all hitched up and go, because it's currently 20 past 7 and we've got to be up in 12 hours, and we still got to drive about 5 hours up country, and that's without stops. So yeah, it could be interesting. I reckon we should crack on. Oh, we got power! Wow. And with the trailer hitched up to the back of the A5, it was time to help out Steve load his Honda Civic onto the back of his trailer. So after being super helpful and even holding a torch, gosh, Steve has no idea how lucky he is having me around. The Civic was loaded and it was time to load the E36 onto the back of the A5.
Sick, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it's well good.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit apprehensive about this, because this car has been sat for like 3-4 years and only done about 300-400 miles in that time, and I'm about to beat it around a track. So yeah, it's gonna go, something's definitely gonna go wrong.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Steve is going really slow. Really slow. Honestly, you cannot write this. We have got like 100 meters down the road and Steve broke down. Something to do with fueling potentially. We came here, got some fuel, filled his car up, and it's still having the same problem. So he said for us to go ahead and just carry on. So we might see him in the morning, we might not. But yeah. So with that unfortunate setback, it meant the time was currently 10 PM and we still had a 5-hour journey. So without further ado, it's time to hit the road. So after arriving at the hotel at about 3:30 in the morning, after what felt like the longest journey of my life, it was time to finally head to sleep. But at this point, the question we all want to know the answer to is whether or not Steve will be there in the morning. So after 2 hours sleep, it was time to wake up, but sadly, there was no sign of Steve. So it seemed that his tow car encountered a few issues that just weren't feasible to fix overnight. So it looks like we're going to the track day alone, but that doesn't stop us from having a good time. So it's now the next morning, we're literally running on about 2 hours sleep, something like that. When we got here last night, the Travelodge guys didn't let us into our room for like a good half an hour, but I'm absolutely knackered. So just gonna fill up the car and then head over to the track. Hello mate, you alright? Cheers mate. Oh James?
How you doing, buddy?
You alright?
Had it one, bro.
Well on!
So Brett's currently in the driver's briefing. He's left me out in the rain, so I'm taking cover in the E36. Because someone locked the Audi.
So with the driver's briefing done and the E36 off the trailer, it was time to go out for the sighting laps.
Yeah, so I've just been out the sighting lap, and I'm not going to lie, I don't know how much I trust that car. It is scary, it is very wet, and it is a very fast track. But yeah, just had I was very chilled, I wasn't flat out at all. It is so wet, mate, honestly, the floor is covered in it's just...
Bad, is it?
Yeah, like an inch of water. Like rear wheel drive, semi-slicks, a car that's been sat for like 4 years. It's not a good combination. Yeah, I haven't broke down yet.
Don't say that.
And yes, I may not have broke down yet, but little did I know I was moments away from disaster. So as I was having a bit of a catch up with Chris from Real Talk, I'll leave his channel down below, highly recommend it. We got chatting and it was really nice to catch up, but then it came to the point where I asked him if I could hear his car because it had the M3 engine in it. So he gave it a rev, and as you can tell by my face, I was pretty impressed. But as I went to go and show him what my car sounded like, everything went downhill.
E36 vibes, bro, I'm loving it. Whoa, 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 no, no, no. Did you get that?
I did.
Oh, it's all going so well.
Now let me just give you a quick explanation of what has just happened. In the driver's briefing, they mentioned that I need to keep the handbrake down and also the car in gear after coming off track, just to help prevent the brakes from seizing on. And it's just good practice on track days to do that. Now I barely leave a car in gear, especially coming from automatics, it's just something I've never thought to do. And with the complications last night and the stress of trying to make a good video and also running on only 2 hours sleep, I turned the car on in gear because I didn't check it, which is, you know, it's a rookie error, but things happen.
Yeah, the actual laps went really well. But guess what I just did? I turned the car on in gear and it smashed into a car. I shouldn't laugh. I'm going to be sick because I'm laughing so much.
Now luckily the damage really wasn't too bad, and if anything the E36 took all the grunt, but I felt absolutely devastated and just really wanted to speak with the owner of the Fiesta. And luckily after waiting about 10 minutes the owner came over. So this is the owner, Josh Bates, and he actually came over to speak to me about my E36, and mid conversation I just had to butt in and tell him I've just hit the back of his car. And to be fair, by looking at the damage on the back of his car, he didn't really believe it. I offered to give him my details and discuss sort of giving him some money for the repairs, but he said no, don't worry about it, the car's got marks on it already, and for me to just go ahead and enjoy the rest of my day and stop worrying about it. So honestly, Josh, I know you're watching this video, thank you so much for dealing with it like the way you did. When it happened, I just thought the worst and I was really worried about the situation. So for all of you watching this video, please go ahead and check out Josh's YouTube channel, and he actually recorded his day at Donington as well and included this little instance, so definitely go check it out. I'll leave all the information down below.
Yeah,
You guys are sound.
Thank God for that. Do you hear that? Legend. Absolute legend.
Honestly, I don't mind.
Honestly, my heart just fell out my...
To be honest, this car has got scratches all over it. I don't even care.
Mate, honestly.
No, I don't mind, mate. Honestly, don't care, mate.
Say, honestly, I'm literally sleeping myself. Oh, what?
If it was a Lambo, it'd be a different story.
Mate,
It's a
honestly,
Fiesta,
I'm so sorry.
I've got to see that footage, I'll be so sorry.
I don't know if you want to see it.
Oh, I want to see it.
Okay,
It's funny, I was literally going to say, do you want me to move out the way just because I'm in your way if you want to get out?
I push you out the way, it's all good.
So with that all sorted, I was able to relax and have some lunch, and then I got asked if I wanted to go out in a drift car, which of course I said yes.
So it looks like I'm going out in a monster drift car. Take a look at that. Mate, there's so much water out there. That is absolutely mental. That is unreal. That is like the best thing ever. Mate, legend. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Enjoy it? Yeah. Is anyone going in now?
That is unreal. That is so good.
Would you lend Ben your helmet?
Yeah, go for it.
And it's open face as well.
You don't need this. You get out in there, mate. You get out in there.
He's alright. He's ready to go. Look, he's primed. He's just warming his sausage.
You better get too hot in that, mate.
You're gonna absolutely yourself. It is mental.
Is he ready to go out now? I think so.
Are you going out in it?
Well, I've been made to.
He's a terrible passenger, so.
Do you want me to
He's just going to knock brick this up and then you'll be out.
So that's been pushed in because it's obviously that meant to be out there. This, I pulled this out, it was worse. And all this, look. I'll be pushing it like 4 temps, if that. I'm just going to go out and get some footage, get it screaming in the straights, that'll be about it. Yeah. It's fucking loud.
Oh yeah, I heard
I would
you.
show you, but not being here. Honestly. I literally just said, yeah, to do bang straight into it.
So despite the weather, it was time to finally hit the track, and a big shout out to Jay, who's in the passenger seat. He's the guy who's been filming most of this video, so please do go ahead and check out his Instagram. It's Shuttered Auto. But yeah, once again, a massive thank you to Jay for helping me out. I really appreciate it.
Right, the weather is absolutely terrible, I'm not going to lie, and apparently there's a lot of running water and a lot of standing water, especially like here, for example.
Yeah, nice.
I'm not going too quick because, well, it was a bit of a warm-up about more than anything. I don't really know the circuit too well, and also, it's wet, and I don't know how much to trust the car.
Yeah.
It is wet out there.
Mate, it's slippery, isn't it?
It is so wet. It feels like I'm driving on an ice rink.
It's horrible. Nice.
Sounds sick, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it sounds awesome.
Sounds well good.
Sounds really cool.
Got a bit hot there.
Whoa!
Mate, you got me sideways there.
She went for it.
Mate, it is so wet outside.
That is slippery, man.
It is slippery, isn't it? Use all the track. God, B58. Power. That sounds sick.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
That sounds well good.
Really cool.
It's probably not even look like fast on camera, and it really isn't that fast, but it feels like I'm literally about to understeer into every wall going. We're not pushing it that hard though.
No, let's do the back end kick out on the Yaris.
Oh no! That's what I mean, this gearbox, the way this shift, look at the play in that shifter. How on earth am I going to find a gear? It's like finding a needle in a haystack when I change that gear. Honestly, it's terrible. I told you that, didn't I? That's why I need that new gear. I need the new gear stick.
Mate, be keen to see how it is once you've got all the new bits in it though.
Oh, the clutch feels a bit weird. I think everyone on this track there is overtaking me now. I'm not even joking.
So, mate, yeah.
It's really struggling to find a
Maybe
gear.
you got slave cylinder going or something.
Yeah, that ain't very.
that's
Something is not very happy, boys.
No,
Oh yeah, like the clutch
yeah.
is like
Spongy.
spongy,
Yeah.
like real bad.
Mate, I reckon your slave cylinder or something's going. Oh.
Yeah, like the bite is straight away.
Yeah.
So despite all the clutch issues, I decided to let the car cool down and then go back out on my own.
Something ain't right. Something definitely is not right. It's not letting me, like when the clutch comes up, it's like biting straight away, and like the gears really have to be put into, they were like barely going in gear. So, but it was absolutely fine after the car was, I let the car cool down for about 10 minutes and it was fine, and as soon as I did like a lap or two, it's just happening again. So it's obviously getting hot. Something isn't happy. I've lost it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull in now because that clutch is not happy whatsoever. That is really, that's almost like not letting me go in gear at all. I literally can't even get to first.
Mate, that clutch is gone. I don't know, something ain't right. Like I really have to slam it into gears, and then as soon as I lift up the clutch, it bites straight away, and then the rest of the clutch is floppy. So something ain't right. But it was fine for the first like lap or two, and then it stopped. It just stopped working again.
Right, so the car is now all loaded up. I'm gonna wrap up the video here. I've honestly loved taking this thing on track. It's been amazing. There's a few things that I've worked out that are problems, like the brakes need a bit of attention, and also that clutch/gearbox issue definitely needs to be sorted. But other than that, and the fact that I crashed it, I need to sort that, and that front end out as well. But that's another thing. But other than that, the car was honestly so good to drive, and yeah, I can't wait to do more things to it and take it out on more track days. But if you did enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, and also subscribe. And I shall catch you guys very, very soon in a brand new video.